Hi guys, welcome back to my XVS guide. Now I'm gonna review King Regis. So he is another underrated buffer because not many players talk about him. Now let's compare him to Luna Freya and Sylvie, and I must say I'm kinda impressed with his stats. Like you can see that he gets decent defense and spirit stats. So for spirit, Luna Freya is better, but if you count the defense factor, that I must say Regis is the best buffer in terms of defensive or durability that we have until now. Other than that, he also get 20% physical and magic mitigation on the start of the battle. Whoa, pretty amazing. And if you count his Trust Mastery Word, it also gives him 80% defense and spirit buff, but that's maybe not that important because it is easily overridden. And like you can see, his passives are kind of bland, not many unique things, okay? But I think that's enough, okay? Because he has that charm and stop resist, but be careful because he gets no ailments resist, okay? So make sure you equip him with ribbon or hairpin of purity, okay, or something like that. He also get decent MP regen per turn, okay. So yeah, I think quite good for a buffer stats. Now let's take a look what he can do with his buffs. So the first thing I like from his buffs are he able to do triple cast on all of his buffs. Able to do that means he able to support your party really well. And one thing that really stands out from his buff is this, okay, the health barrier. Like you can see, he can easily spam 2500 health barrier. Okay, I have said that Warrior of Light able to give your party 3000 barriers through his LB is amazing, but imagine this, 2500 without needing using LB. And sure, he also able to give 3000 barrier if he uses LB. So wow, pretty amazing. And his LB also give you 50% damage mitigation. So really, if you still don't have someone who able to give your party 50% damage mitigation, I can say that you should pull for King Regis because it is really important to have 50% damage mitigation. And like you can see, he has 30 LB crystals as its requirement. That means because this lasts for 3 turns, you only need to gather 15 LB crystals because remember, he already gets 5 LB regen per turn. So I say it is pretty much spammable, okay? And even if you cannot cast this, he has this 40%, where is it? The 40%, yeah, this one. Okay, 40% damage mitigation. Okay, so you can spam this until you able to cast that 50% mitigation. And remember, like I said, it is the benefit of triple cast. That means you can buff your attack and magic, defense spirit, and give this 40% damage mitigation starting on the first turn. Okay, really good combo in my opinion. And he also can become good MP battery. Okay, so he able to give you, yes, this 150 split over 5 turns. That means 30 MP per turn. That may be not that much, but with this cooldown, he able to recover 50% health and MP. He also gives you 15 LP crystals. How's that not amazing? This is only 4 turns cooldown. So if you remember that Irit has earthly healing, and earthly healing cooldowns is simply too damn long. But for King Lucis, this only 4 turns. Amazing. Okay, and for stats buff, yes, you may say, oh, but his stats buff only 150%. Yes, you are correct. But remember, he able to give your party 50% damage mitigation, and not only that, he also give your party this, okay, 20% physical and magic damage mitigation. Okay, then yes, it may be not much, but this lasts for 5 turns and he learns triple cast, so it is really easy to maintain the magic and physical mitigation. And he also able to give your party 200% stats buff, okay, but like you can see, it has 5 turns cooldown and the duration only 3 turns, so only use this when you face tough attack like threshold attack. Okay, and another good selling point for King Regis is he able to chain with 2 chaining families. The first one is Stardust Ray. Okay, this Stardust Ray is the physical meta chaining at this point of the game, so it is always good to have him something like this, okay, on a buffer or side characters, Stardust Ray. And let's say if you have Cartin, he also able to chain with Aurel Ray, okay, but it is a setup ability, but I guess it's okay. Okay, and the last thing he able to do is this 75% demon, human, fairy, undead killers. Wow, amazing, because this work for physical and magic. That means King Regis can fit into either physical or magical party. Awesome. Okay, so that's all about his abilities. Pretty awesome. And now let's talk about his equipment. For equipment, it is easy. He able to equip dagger, light shield, and heavy shield, but I think it's better to equip 2 daggers. Okay, that's why I think Bowie knife is the best knife for him. For secondary weapon, you can choose another dagger. I think one of the best candidate is Last Dagger because it already has 50% fossil ABV rate. So if you're able to get rare ability on your Last Dagger, that means 200% fossil ABV rate plus rare ability from Bowie knife. Whoa, 300% fossil ABV rate. Amazing. But remember, King Regis is also a backup chainer. So let's say if you use him for backup chainer, then I think the secondary weapon should be any elemental weapon that match your main attacker. So let's say if you use Cartin, who means dark element, then I think the best dagger for him or any weapon, okay, because he able to equip great sword. Basically, the secondary weapon should be dark elemental weapon. Okay, that's for his weapon choice. Really easy to gear. And for head, like I said, he needs hairpin of purity because he doesn't have any element stasis, so beware about that. And for body, he doesn't able to equip rope, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, the best body piece for him is Minerva Bustier. And for the rest, simply increase his survivability, but yeah, I don't think he needed that much because his survivability is already good. So I think you should focus on LP fill rate or LP regen. Okay, and I think that's all you need to pay attention for his equipment. Now my conclusion for King Regis, like Luna Freya, many players underestimated King Regis, but for me, whoa, he is awesome. Okay, his barrier is superb, and like I said, the biggest selling point is he has 50% damage mitigation. Okay, so again, I really recommend you to get him if you still don't have source of 50% damage mitigation. So let's say if you use Awakened Warrior of Light as your tanker, you don't use Galuf or Secretive Charlotte, okay, then King Regis gonna be perfect buffer for your party because of that 50% damage mitigation. Okay, and he also able to chain with Stardust Rain and Aurel Ray, which is good for Cartin and many characters like Ardyn. Okay, so with Ardyn and Regis are really good combination, okay, because they can really make your party efficient. Okay, so you can bring one finisher to improve your overall damage. Okay, very nice. And compared to Luna Freya, maybe you ask me which one better. You say Luna Freya is really good. Like I said, for in terms of stats buff, I must say Luna Freya is the best because she able to spam that 200% all stats buff. She also able to imbue elements. So while Luna Freya cannot chain by herself, she able to make other characters do elemental chain and imperil many elemental resists. So yeah, Luna Freya is not trash compared to King Regis. It's still good. And again, Luna Freya able to give your party 50% magic mitigation. So it is more rare compared to 50% damage mitigation in my opinion. So again, I think Luna Freya, if you already have 50% damage mitigation, I think she is better buffer than King Regis. Okay, and another good point about Luna Freya is he able to give your party auto re-raise. That's it, really good. That's kinda super barrier in my opinion. Okay, and Sylvie is no trash at this point of the game. She still has many advantages, like you can see on the screen. Okay, ailments, stats break resist. She also can grant chaining abilities. In my opinion, she is still interesting buffer on 2-day standard. I really cannot wait for her abilities awakening. I hope Gumi doesn't disappoint me. Okay, if I can be honest, I choose her as a character to be revamped for the vote. Okay, because well, I really like her. Okay, so yeah, I think that's all you need to know about King Regis. Really good buffer, no need to feel sad if you get him like Arden. Okay, so yep, thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Brave XVS guide. Bye bye guys.